From the moment your voice first echoed in the hollow of my chest, I knew something ancient had stirred, something timeless, something aching to be found again. Your eyes, those constellations carved from heaven's quietest corners, lit paths I didn't know I was following. I watched you smile and time fell out of rhythm, like the world had finally understood the right tempo. Love wasn't sudden, it arrived slowly, like dawn warming the bones of a frost-covered field. You weren't just a person, you were a place, a home I hadn't known I'd lost. Every glance, every silence between us, something inside me reached out and dared to bloom. The first time our hands met, I didn't just feel warmth, I felt language, the kind spoken not with words, but with truths buried under centuries of waiting. You looked at me like I was worth remembering, and I vowed silently, fiercely, unshakably, that I'd be yours, even when the days fray and the moon forgets her name. Not for a moment, not for a year, but forever. I didn't fall in love with you, I walked in slowly, knowing I'd never walk back out. You are every quiet prayer I whispered into the void before I even understood what I was asking for. You are the answer that arrived with no ceremony, no lightning, just calm certainty, as if the universe had nodded and said, "Here." I've searched lifetimes for the feeling you gave me in seconds. When you laugh, the air rearranges itself to make room for joy. When you cry, even the wind hushes, afraid to break your sorrow. You carry stories in your soul like rivers carry dreams, always moving, always returning to something sacred. I have seen you when you're strong, and I've loved you. I've seen you when you're afraid, and I've loved you deeper. There is nothing in you that needs to be more or less for my love to stay rooted. You exactly as you are, flawed, radiant, real, are enough to unravel me and make me whole both at once. I don't just love the best parts of you, I love the shadows too, the fears, the moments you want to hide. I hold them all as gently as I hold your hand with reverence, never to let go. If eternity were made of moments, I'd spend every one with you, tracing the outlines of your soul as if it were a map to everything beautiful this world forgot. When I think of forever, I don't see grand gestures or endless days. I see quiet mornings where your sleepy voice is the first sound I hear. I see storms where we choose each other, not despite the thunder but because of it. I see your aging hands still fitting perfectly into mine, like they were carved for this devotion. Time will take from us, it always does, but it cannot take what we've built in the spaces between spoken promises and silent faith. We've etched our love into the hours. It's there in the way you look at me when I'm not watching. It's there in the way I still ache when we part, even for a minute. Some loves burn and fade. Ours has roots growing deeper with every breath, anchoring us even when the world sways. I won't promise perfection, I promise presence. I promise to stay, to fight for us, not with you, to be yours through fire and stillness, yours until the end. I don't want a love that performs, I want a love that stays when no one's watching. I want the version of you that shows up in sweatpants and vulnerability. I want your doubts, your dreams, your Sunday morning silences. I want the kind of love that doesn't need permission to be real. With you I've learned that love is not about possession, it's about recognition. Seeing someone fully and saying yes, even this, especially this. You are the poem I didn't think I was allowed to write. You are the melody I thought I would only hear in dreams. And now that I have you, I vow never to take one moment for granted. There is no rewind button in life, so I'll press pause often, just to memorize you. The curve of your mouth when you're trying not to laugh. The way you exhale when the world feels too heavy. The sparkle in your eye when you speak of something you love. I'll hold it all close like sacred scripture, because you're not just someone I love. You are the reason I believe in love at all. There will be days when we forget how to speak softly, when silence turns sharp and space feels like punishment. But even then, I will choose you, especially then. When storms come, and they will, I'll be the shelter you can run to, even if you've forgotten how to ask. Love is not built in still waters, it's carved in chaos, shaped by the times we nearly broke but didn't. You and I, we are not fragile, we are forged. I've seen your darkness and I did not flinch. You've seen mine, and you stayed. That's the kind of love I'd bleed for. That's the kind of forever I mean when I say I'm not leaving. If all we have is breath and belief, then we have enough. Let the world call us foolish. Let time test us. I don't care if we stumble, if we cry, if we lose our way, just as long as we lose it together. I didn't promise ease. I promised effort. I didn't promise never to hurt you. I promised to never stop trying to heal with you. You are mine, not as a possession, but as a promise I intend to keep. I want to love you in the quiet ways that don't need applause. In the way I remember how you take your coffee. In the way I write you into every future I dream. I want to love you on the days you feel unlovable, to remind you that beauty isn't conditional. You are enough in your weakest hour, as you are in your brightest. I want to love you so deeply that doubt has no room to grow, so fiercely that fear forgets its name. Let's not write our story for the world. Let's write it for the parts of us that thought love like this didn't exist. Let's be the kind of love that doesn't fade, doesn't falter, doesn't flinch. I want to spend lifetimes learning you, your rhythms, your stillness, your hunger for more. I want to dance with your dreams and weep with your regrets. I want to be the place where your heart finally rests. Not because I saved you, but because I saw you, all of you, and I still whispered, stay. That is the kind of love I'm offering, the kind that outlasts endings, the kind that begins again, every single day. So if the world turns dark, and the stars forget how to shine, know this, my love for you will remain. Not loud, not boastful, but steadfast. A light in the window, a path home. There is a part of my soul shaped like you, and it has waited lifetimes to fit perfectly around your edges. Even if the years change our faces, our bodies, even if time tries to steal our clarity, I will recognize your heartbeat in the quiet. I will always know how to find you. And if one day we're nothing but memory, I hope those who speak of us do so with reverence. I hope they say, they didn't love casually. They loved like the ocean loves the shore, with patience, with persistence, with eternity in their bones. I never wanted easy. I wanted true. I never wanted fairy tales. I wanted you. And now that I have you, I vow again, I'm here. Through storms and sunrises, through silence and song, until the last star fades, until time folds in on itself, I am yours, not for a while, not when it's convenient, but always, yours, until the end.